All right, we are live. Hello, hello, beloved friends. Hey, gosh, we are learning, right? We are learning. If you saw our announcement or did not see my announcement a little earlier, I am live today with the beautiful Dr. Lulu Shemek. And we are here to share with you all today our first of many series called the Vitality Series, with today's topic, Unlocking Serenity, Lifestyle and Energy Hacks for Stress-Free Living.
Stress-free living.
Stress-free living, babies. And the reason that we're doing this is because, dun, 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 we want to share with you how easy and simple it can be to change your life and change your health, and give each other, give our audiences an opportunity to kind of feel into who we are, what we're doing, and what we have a special announcement also to bring to you today.
Yes, we do.
We have a special announcement. Shh. Sorry. So I'm going to tag you right now. For those of you who do not yet know Dr. Lulu is a very gifted naturopath who I have been just thrilled to have in my life and in my circle, and on my path here of personal healing. She is the doctor that supported me last year in profound transformation of my body and working at a root and a core level to heal my gut and work. And I've experienced really cool changes, metabolic changes. Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit? Just to
Sure, I'd love to. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm Dr. Lulu, and I just love being here with Narayani and having the connection of the physical and emotional and spiritual body all together. But that being said, am a naturopathic doctor. I've been in practice for almost 10 years, and my focus is really helping women through women's health is a big part of my practice, but I don't just do that, but that's a big part. My other part is really about genetics and helping people heal their body at a cellular level.
Cellular.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things that I was surprised about with this, I'm just going to jump in right now because I know we want to do a short live.
Yeah.
Sorry. Or do you want to finish what you're saying?
Fine.
Okay. The cellular thing is so huge. I mean, I didn't quite get it until we started working together. And now, as I'm like exploring different energy medicine technologies and stuff, and after a year of doing like 9 months of doing saunas and cold dips and cold showers, learning, it was interesting because I started doing my cleanse after a tick bite last May under your guidance and supervision with herbs and food, and started doing a deeper cleanse than I had ever done.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something that after we got the blood work done, where I started to understand that like the cellular absorption wasn't working, right? So like, yeah, I'm eating well, I'm eating great, my levels are fine, but my absorption isn't really there. And it was a couple of months into that when all of a sudden I realized that the teaching of receiving with the energy bodies that I practice and that I teach is directly connected to the body's ability to receive. And
that's right.
yeah. So it's like, oh, am I letting in? Am I letting people in? Am I digesting? And I've understood the digesting energy part, but sometimes your prayers and your intentions might take a long time before those pieces come together. But with the right support, having a doctor, having a medical professional, having a healer, having people who see you and get you and have been through the health struggles and the wellness struggles is a very, I think, high integritous way to work. And I know that you're a woman who walks her talk. Mm-hmm. And I do my best to walk my talk and to practice what I preach and to have my mind and my body catch up.
Right.
You know? And that's why I'm really excited to partner this year with you for our retreats. And if you all didn't see, Dr. Lulu Shemek and myself are offering a series of retreats in person, starting with this May on the full moon in the Appalachian Mountains of Western, is it Western, Eastern, Northeastern Georgia, where we are offering you all a chance to do cellular rejuvenation, gathering community, and heal in a very sacred container for 4 days on the way.
It's going to be amazing. And it's a small, intimate environment too, which is really great too. I love, I think our max is like 20 people, and it's just like the perfect environment for that. So that way you really get hands-on with us, and you really also get to create the connection with the other members, or not members, but the other attendees of the retreat.
Yeah.
That really deep connection.
Yeah. 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 So today we want to talk about with you all, in addition to sharing about the retreat, we want to talk with you about vitality and energy hacks for stress-free living, because what we know is that stress is the number one cause of, is it the number one cause of disease?
It's got to be.
It's gotta be. I'm like, where did that come from? Um,
I mean,
it
it's
leads,
everything.
right, right. Can you talk about stress and oxidative stress a little bit? I think that's an
Sure.
important thing for
Mhm.
us to understand. I didn't really understand stress in my body until I started menopause and like, or perimenopause, and like the cortisol levels would just go up. My heart would start racing. And I was like, oh my gosh, was this happening all the
What's
time?
happening?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oxidative stress, I think, is one of our biggest factors we're experiencing right now in our environment, because we have so many toxins all around us. And when those come into the body, right, that's that oxidative stress. So we can think of our body as hydrogen and water, electricity, right? That's our everything about our body is basically that, when we're made up, that vibration of energy. And so when we have oxidative stress, you could think of it is very simple. Like, way to think about it is that oxygen's quality of water is reduced. That's like the simplest way I think about it, right? And so
Wow.
if we think about, if you think about the cleanest water that you could be inside your body, and like maybe it's vibrating at this great cellular level, this beautiful white light, right? Everything is great. But then as things start to, the oxidative stress, the free radicals coming in from outside the environment come in, that water starts to get gray, yucky, moldy, right? All those pieces. And then our body's ability to do its daily job at a cellular level,
Wow.
energy and vitality decreases and decreases and decreases.
That visual really does it for me. One of my mentors talks about energetically, and you heard it recently, how like if you're staying stuck energetically, it's like being in mud, and then as you put in more clear water, like the mud leaves as a
That's
process of
right.
detoxification. And when I think about drinking water, I usually just visualize like good water in my body, and maybe I didn't want to see kind of what was really happening. So even absorbing water can be difficult
Oh yeah, totally.
if your cells are not able to absorb them.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be doing that a lot at the retreat, teaching you, the attendees that are going to be signing up, about how to absorb everything better, how to absorb it at a cellular level, how to absorb it at an emotional level, and a spiritual level. So it increases vitality on all those three levels and more beyond.
I'm sitting here realizing how I recently had a personal breakthrough about being more receptive,
Mm.
and did some posts that some of y'all might have seen around support, being supported and being more receptive, and just noticing that the reality is that in addition to things like our retreat, or like a great yoga class, that real change happens over time. Like
Mhm.
real habits shift over time. Like when I decided to do my cleanse with you to prevent any negative effects from the tick bite, I was like 3 months. You're like 3 months. I was like, okay, that's it. And you're like, maybe four. And then when I got it, it was like maybe five. I'm like, no. But what's happened being on a 7 month change, and now I'm transitioning out of the cleanse, but I'd say 80% of the habits are still there.
Right.
And is that my body really is changing. My bowel movements are changing. My energy is changing. My brain fog, like I'm so much more clear. The inflammation is down, and it did take time. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because I just want to be really honest. Like the retreat is an opportunity for you to plant seeds, or if
Mhm.
you're already working with one of us or want to be working with one of us before then, it's an opportunity to like really nurture your your um, your new patterning of health and well-being in a very specialized container that
Mhm.
will prepare you to be able to create the new patterns over time that are going to create sustainability, and also to be in high functioning community with other people who really value well-being, spiritual well-being, physical well-being, emotional well-being. And I
Mhm.
think we're really all craving that connection these days, no matter how old we are. Thus the mental health crisis. We're craving the connection that's authentic, that's deep, that's fun, that's joyful, that's uplifting, that's healthy.
Right. Healthy.
Healthy and vitalizing, which is why we called this retreat the Spring Vitality Retreat.
Right. We're like, well, what do we want people to experience? We want them to experience vitality, right? And as so many people, I would easily say that 99% of my patients have, when asking about their energy, is very low. And then that other same people, when I ask them about like sleep, for instance, do you feel rested when you wake up? No, right? And so that's all about vitality. It's like if you're tired throughout the whole day, you go to bed and then you're still tired when you wake up. That's not a life. That's not living. I don't know what that is, but that's not living.
So what is your right? And it's interesting because in Awakened Community, which is my online spiritual community, last week we did a masterclass on breath, and we talked all about breathing and breath. And what came out of like a group, because I like to engage everyone in conversation, be like, what is breathing to you? How's your body? Where do you find if you take a deep breath? What's happening? And be an inquiry together, which is a big way that we'll be doing retreat as well. And a lot of inquiry, not just giving you information, but engaging versus what we're doing now mostly, which is talking with you.
Right.
Which
Well,
is
they're
not
going to be tuning in and
talking to
asking us
you.
questions.
Yeah. Put any questions or comments you guys have below, and we'll check them out and we'll respond to you after the video is done. But I want to name that what we got to in the call on Monday was like to breathe is like to live, like to want to live.
Right.
Like the desire to breathe is a desire to want to live. And that's, we see at the end of life when people like can't breathe, it's so sad and challenging to see that and feel that. And when you look back and you ask people like, what was it about your life? Like old people or people at the end of their life, what was it that hasn't, that you want to impart? And they usually say like, gosh, I wish I like fully lived my life. And loved and forgave easily and chose, overall like more ease, really.
Right. More ease, more grace. Yeah.
Right. So working with a naturopathic doctor helps to integrate a lot of that emotional work deeper into the cells, especially with what we're going to be doing now on retreat. Now, I want to ask you, because we did promise that we might, that we would offer some hacks.
That's right.
What is your hack for unlocking serenity and lifestyle and energy? What is your number one hack?
That's such a good one. I know on the IG Live that we did today, I talked about hydrotherapy and cold and hot plunge. So you can go over to IG Live and talk about that one. But I would say my biggest hack for serenity from the physical level is really meditation. And hands down, I love meditation and I recommend it all the time for my patients. And for creating that sense of serenity, because studies that have shown what meditation does to the body, right? It decreases heart rate. It changes your nervous system. It changes communication. It creates a sense of calm and peace within the body. So we're talking about ways to reduce stress. Meditation is such a huge one. There's lots of other things that we can do, right? Herbs, nervines that help to relax the body, changing cortisol levels, helping with adrenal support, ashwagandha, tulsi. I mean, there's so many different things that we can do. The list is really endless.
Yeah, but I love I teach meditation as well, and I love meditation. And what I love about it from a biological perspective is that it actually changes the brain and the brain waves,
right,
and gives a different signal, right, to the chakras, but also the hormone system that's regulated by the pituitary, right? You
exactly.
understand
Yes,
science.
pituitary gland. Yes, so important.
Right. And the kind of meditation that we'll be doing on retreat and that I really love is embodied meditation, because it integrates your feelings and your emotional body, which really is the bridge between the mind and the physical body, is that emotional body. And so that's my number one hack. My number one hack is connecting your mind and the body with breath awareness, whether you're learning like cooling breath, heating breath, spiritual Kundalini activation breath, which I don't advocate for everyone all the time. um, and also clearing breath.
Right.
And how to clear your energy with your breath, which is really fun. And all these Taoist breath secrets of alchemy. You can alchemize your emotional body through different sounds and colors. The breath is a powerful resource that I wish more people access in order to reduce stress and eliminate anxiety.
Yeah, yeah, I think one of my favorite supplements for reducing like stress in the body is magnesium. There's so many studies have shown that magnesium is really depleted in our society. And we use there's different forms, but one is for relaxing the body, one form, and then another form is for energizing the body. Like, I just love magnesium so much. So as a hack, that's such an easy thing to do. You can take an Epsom salt bath with magnesium, relax your body. You can take it orally, right? You can use it as a spray topically on the skin. I mean, it has so many different uses. And so that's one, I know we'll be talking about that, and maybe have some great electrolytes at the retreat for people to feel the aspect and the strength of magnesium. It's just such a great one. I love it.
It is. 'Cause yesterday I had a headache, and I told you, because we were working on getting some ready for the retreat, and you're like, take magnesium. And I don't usually as much anymore because my magnesium levels are good.
Right.
But I did. I took magnesium malate, and I had a little snack, and my headache went away within like 2 hours.
Yay, look at
And it
that.
was gone all day. Yeah, it went away. And I also ate some good food and hydrated and stuff. But I was surprised because, I don't want to take Tylenol. I only take Tylenol like once or twice a year in case of like extreme emergency and urgency. Because
Right,
I know it can be hard.
Box when I'm out on a hike or something like that in the middle of nowhere. That's when I have it in my like first aid kit. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I injured myself and I needed something and help was really far away, that's when I would use it.
If you guys have any questions for Dr. Lulu or myself, anything else you want to say, Doc, about our retreat or about Serenity hacks that you want to bring about retreats? We finish up because I know I want to respect your time. You're a busy woman.
I think we hit the main points today. I think so. Let's wrapping up. The one piece is how stress affects the body physically, and maybe then you can talk about emotionally. So physically, we feel stress of every cell of the body. I think that's the best way to describe it, right? From the head to toe. We feel it in the brain, in the heart, in the skin, in the gut, in the hormones, huge aspect, adrenal system, kidneys, every piece of the body is affected by stress. And so by attending the Vitality Retreat, you learn about those body systems as a way to recharge your body. Like, oh, I didn't understand that. That's how my body was responding to stress. So that's like the piece from that physical piece of how stress affects the body.
Yes. And emotionally, I mean, again, I think the emotional body is the bridge between the mind and the physical body. So if we think of ourselves as multidimensional, we could think of ourselves as spiritual, physical, emotional, and mental. And often the mental and emotional go together. And we find that when we start doing embodied meditation, that there's different things in the body that are kind of locking patterns. And when I started learning recently about how cells can clump together if they're not receiving enough oxygenation and nourishment, it was a big insight, because as an energy healer, what I see is there's literally like clumps of energy and stagnation in the body.
Right.
That now I'm coming to understand as a way that it can work both ways. Like my guru used to say, you can work from the physical body to the spiritual body, or you can work from the spiritual body to the physical body, or both, right?
Let's all of it together.
Right. We're all in it together. Me, myself, and all the layers of my body, and I. Right.
All the parts working together.
Right. And so doing these, getting really upping our lifestyle practices is really important. Like when I first started doing these, like the hot showers, and really like letting the colds like go under my arms is like my favorite thing, is like letting it
so good.
Those lymph areas.
Yeah.
And I started doing that. And like really upping like spirulina pretty much every day, and like increasing. Now I'm getting this new like incredible water filtration that we'll be bringing on retreat, the MRET system. Yeah. And like really working to up, and I'm already, buy 90% organic food for my home. I already like eat, I was eating maybe 50% plant-based. Now it's much higher. That I lost 20 pounds in menopause, because I mean, it like blew I'll talk about it so the cows come home, and who knows, maybe now I'm starting to gain back a few of those pounds, which is fine. But it completely blew my mind that those can become like new habits and not just things to do during my healing. Like if you're sick and you're like, I'm just going to have soup and not have sugar, right? Or you're on a diet for a week, or like you're on a spring cleanse, which I used used to do like I do like 1 or 2 weeks 2 to 4 times a year, but
Yeah.
and I had done one of them, but then to go like 7 months and go, oh my God, like it creates new habits. So we want to teach you and inspire you, because what's true is that when you taste the nectar of the fulfillment of both like even meditation or lifestyle changes, you start to you start to like you start to want to feel good in your body more
Right.
than you want a temporary sense of satisfaction,
Yes.
right? And that's how I was able to quit sugar. Well, also funny, I was allergic to sugar. It's like, oh, there's so many.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, so that's creating inflammation in my body. But if I have honey, that's not going to create inflammation in my body. Like there's a lot of ways we want people to have like delicious lives, to have delicious,
Yeah.
enjoyable pleasure in your body.
Right.
But because you haven't been in containers where you're like getting the practices into your system, it's hard to keep them and maintain them. So that's why
Exactly.
I'm excited about the retreats. Anything else you want to add, my friend? Also, if you guys have questions, definitely post them and we will get to them.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else. Just I'm so excited for everyone tuning in now, present, future, to be visualizing you attending the retreat. I'm so excited for this opportunity to, one, work with Narayani, and two, work with you tuning in. I love having the opportunity to help you grow, heal, expand.
Thank you. And if you all either follow me or follow Dr. Lulu, DM us the word retreat to make sure that we could get you the most updated link for retreat, because we have different payment times where if you register now within the next 3 weeks, or so, I'm not sure exactly what the date is, but
The 24th, I think, of March.
thank
Yeah.
you. So for the next about 3 weeks, you actually can save almost $400 on the retreat. And uh, if you're existing clients and patients, we are also offering a $100 rebate. So DM us directly to make sure that you're getting the best deal and the best link, and then we'll just send you that link for sign up. And we do have payment plans, and the payment plans, the sooner you get on it, the lower they are.
That's right.
Basically. Because as we get closer, we want to make sure that you're paid up before retreat starts, so you don't have to worry about after retreat having to pay it. And so the prices for the payment plans go up. But if you get on sooner, then the lower the payments are. And you will save money as well, because we have early bird rates.
That's right. Early bird.
Early bird gets the worm, gets the organic vegan worm. No, we're not going to be vegan on our retreat. We're not vegan, just to name it.
Worm. I'm not into that. Whatever that is, I'm not into
Whoever started that one, like the worm, it's birds.
birds.
It's birds. Bird talk.
Well, thank you for having me on today. I super enjoyed it. And
Me
thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thank you guys. We love you.